second down and 3. And Jaylen Wright slips a tackle. Jaylen Wright is up to the races. And gone! Huge hole for Jaylen Wright. And he will take it to the house.
Jaylen Wright, big opening off the right side. Off to the races and maybe gone. Jaylen Wright, one snap, touchdown, Tennessee.
I'm Alex Johnson, this is Yards Per Fantasy, and today we're talking Tennessee running back Jaylen Wright. We're going to dive into his background and college career, discuss the positives and negatives in his prospect profile, try to determine his dynasty value, and if and where you should target him in your rookie drafts. Jaylen Wright, he's a running back out of Tennessee. He's a junior. He's 21 years old. He's listed at 5'11", 210 pounds. Jaylen Wright is a product of Southern Durham High School in North Carolina. There, he was a star on the football field as well as on the track and field team. He actually won an indoor state title in the 55-meter dash as a sophomore, and he later clocked in at a time of 6.29 seconds, which was the fastest in the nation at that time, according to the Tennessee website. And on the football field, Jaylen Wright ran for over 900 yards on just 89 carries in his junior season. He earned a 3-star recruiting grade and 13 offers despite not having a senior season due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Wright committed to Tennessee in January of 2021 over offers from Arizona State, Arkansas, Miami, Rutgers, and others. As a true freshman, Jaylen Wright carried the ball 85 times for 409 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Wright's role grew in 2022, rushing for a team-high 875 yards and 10 touchdowns while splitting carries with Jabari Small. He didn't offer much in the passing game, catching just 2 passes for 8 yards. That changed in 2023, however, when he caught 22 for 141, while again leading the team in rushing. On the back of 6 100-yard rushing performances, Jaylen Wright finished his junior season with 1,013 yards and 4 touchdowns on 137 attempts. And that was the first time a Tennessee running back had reached 1,000 yards since Jalen Hurd back in 2015. In fact, according to the team's website, Jaylen Wright is the fastest Tennessee Volunteer to get to 1,000 yards in school history, hitting the mark on just 136 carries. And equally as impressive was his 7.39 yards per carry, which was tops among all FBS running backs. So let's talk about the positives, the things that we like in Jaylen Wright's profile. The first is he has elite speed. He ran a 4.38 40 at the NFL Combine, and that comes out to a 95th percentile speed score according to playerprofiler.com. And out of all the athletic metrics, speed score is the most predictive for future NFL and fantasy football success. And Jaylen Wright is also very explosive. He showed that in the explosion drills at the NFL Combine as well. This guy dominated the Combine. And to no surprise, he is a home run threat. This guy can break a long run, take it to the house at any moment. But at the same time, he runs with really good patience. He sets up his blocks well. And he's also really good in pass protection. It's hard to find running backs who come out of college strong in this area, so it's really exciting when you find one. This is going to help Jaylen Wright get on and stay on the field in passing situations early in his career. On the negative side, Jaylen Wright doesn't really break a lot of tackles. He also lacks some creativity as a runner. He'll get what's blocked, but he's not going to create a lot of extra yardage on his own in situations where the defense does a good job of playing that run. And he also lacks the lateral agility to be a true cutback threat. Jaylen Wright has a 12.8% best season touchdown share, which came in 2022. This is really, really low. Touchdown share is one of these things that I do look at that does have some strong correlation to the next level, as does yards per team play, which he falls well short in that category as well, with just a 1.28 yards per team play in 2023. But before we get into my NFL comp and my draft projection for Jaylen Wright, I just want to remind you that you don't have to wait until your rookie drafts to get your hands on some Jaylen Wright shares. Underdog Fantasy makes it possible for us to draft these rookies today. So go draft some Jaylen Wright or some of your other favorite rookies like Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, Brock Bowers, Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze, on and on and on. And when you sign up for Underdog Fantasy, make sure you use promo code YARDSPER, and they're going to double your deposit up to $100. I'm having a blast drafting these rookies in my early 2024 drafts. Come join me, it's a lot of fun. The archetype for Jaylen Wright, I have him as a one-cut slasher. My NFL comp for him is Ty Chandler. Ty Chandler had some pretty good moments in 2023. He's an explosive playmaker who can add some value on passing downs. He's got good enough size to take a decent workload when called upon. And let me know, what do you think of the Ty Chandler comp? And do you have a better one that you like? Let me know in the comments. And while you're down there, hit that like button and subscribe. And my NFL draft projection for Jaylen Wright, I expect him to come off the board sometime in the third, maybe he slides to the early fourth. But his performance at the NFL Combine could get him as high as the late second. It wouldn't be surprised if he's a top 3 back off the board. The bottom line is, Jaylen Wright possesses the requisite size and traits to be a quality NFL running back. He has elite speed as evidenced by his 22.2 top speed clocked in 2023, which was the fastest of any of the running backs in the 2024 class. And that was confirmed by his 4.38 40 time at the NFL Combine. Wright has the patience to let his blocks develop in front of him with the burst and that speed to explode through the hole and get to the next level of a defense. Now, most of his runs at Tennessee came from the shotgun and were directed between the tackles, but Jaylen Wright's skill set leaves little doubt that he can be a quality runner on outside concepts as well. Jaylen Wright may have the speed to outrun defenders, but he lacks the lateral agility to be a true cutback threat and isn't the most difficult to bring down once you've got hands on him. He also doesn't create much on his own if the lanes aren't available for him. In the passing game, Jaylen Wright was a 0 in his first 2 seasons before adding receiving skills to his repertoire in 2023. He's still some work to do in this area to become a weapon as a pass catcher, but he showed enough to believe he can be an effective check down, swing pass, and screen game option at least. He will also add value with his quality pass protection skills, something we don't see from a lot of running backs coming out of college. And that's going to help him find an early role in the NFL. And speaking of the NFL, Jaylen Wright projects as a rotational running back who can add value on third downs, as well as be an explosive change of pace running back in a 2 or 3 man committee. And with a 210-pound frame, it's certainly possible he becomes the leader of said committee. Jaylen Wright is likely to be drafted probably in the 3rd round, maybe the 4th, could get as high as the 2nd of the NFL draft. And in Dynasty, he's going to be a fun pick in the late 2nd or 3rd round of rookie drafts with the hopes that his elite speed can translate to a fantasy relevant role.